Hi, my name is Angela Summers. I'm co-owner of Saffron Fields Vineyard along with my husband Sanjeev Lahoti. Today I'm going to be making my pickled onion recipe. I love pickled onions. A lot of people do, but they come in those small jars in the grocery store and they're kind of pricey, so people typically only eat them for special things. But I make them with 4 easy ingredients and I can have a lot of pickled onions for the same price as one of those jars. So I use pickled onions on charcuterie plates. I chop them up into my tuna salad, my potato salad. I just eat them like candy because I can make them inexpensively. So let's talk about how to do it. The first thing you're going to need is something you know you have, which is sugar. The second is vinegar. The third is you're going to need some pearl onions, and I get these out of the freezer section at the grocery store. And then you'll need some Mrs. Wages pickling spice. Now Mrs. Wages makes quite a few different varieties of pickling spice. Today I'm using the zesty bread and butter because I'm feeling zesty today. But you can use any of the other flavors. They're all equally good and I use them on different things. Now, Mrs. Wages is always available during the summer, during canning season. Sometimes it's a bit harder to come by in the winter months, so I tend to stock up on a couple of bags so that I can make it through the whole year between one canning season and the next. Now, one thing about seeing Mrs. Wages is that you'll think, wow, oh my gosh, it makes 9 to 11 pounds of pickling vegetables. Do I really need that many? I went from the tiny jar to a lot. And what it takes is a little bit of math. And so I've done that math, and the ratio is that I need 1 cup of vinegar to 3/4 cup of sugar to 1 pound of the vegetable and 3/4 ounce of Mrs. Wages. And I do weigh that because 3/4 ounce is a weight measurement. And so we'll use volumetric measurements for the vinegar and the sugar, and we'll weigh the vegetables and the spice mix. Before you use them to make the pickles, you're going to need to thaw them. And so this is a bag that I have already thawed, and I put it inside this strainer so I could show you why it's important to thaw it. So when I shake this out and I measure the amount of water that comes off, it's a good, what does that say? 1/4 cup. So there's a 1/4 cup of water that came off from the ice and the frost that were inside the bag. And so we want to remove this because this water will dilute our vinegar. And while it's not going to dilute the recipe so much that the pickles will be bad for you, they're not going to have the same flavor that they will have if you allow the vinegar to be at its full strength in the recipe. So I take this water and put it down the sink. Once I have the ingredients measured out, I put them in a boiler and I heat the vinegar until it's boiling. And this is to get that sugar to completely dissolve into the vinegar, because what I want is that sweet vinegar mixture to go across my vegetables. I've now got the sugar completely mixed. I'm stirring it up to make sure there's nothing left in the bottom, and then I'm going to pour this over my onions. Get an idea of how many pickled onions you really can make if you are determined enough. And so if we look at the difference in the color, let me get one of these. This is one of the pickling onions that's been in for a while, and you can see it's golden because the mix does have turmeric in it. This is what the pearl onion looked like prior to the turmeric. So let's see how this tastes. It has that lovely texture of the onion, and on the inside there's that bite of an onion, but all around that is this delicious, zesty, sweet, vinegary flavor. I just love pickled onions. I could make them all the time. So good luck with making your own. It takes 4 easy ingredients: vinegar, sugar, some kind of vegetable you want to pickle, and then Mrs. Wages spice mix.
If you like this video, please give me a like below. I could really use the encouragement. Thanks.